The NCAA tournament has been very, very interesting. There have been a lot of interesting discussions coming out of the tournament, TJ. The topic I want to throw out there to you, I know there was the idea of SEC struggling and Greg Sankey, with the words he had to say and tournament expansion and all these things. I wanted to talk to you and then the Calipari stuff that's going on and, SEC's taking it on the chin. I wanted to ask you, and looking at how the NCAA tournament is playing out right now and how mid-majors are thumping the powers and the blue bloods. I'm just curious. It continues to raise the question of the one and done culture. It continues to raise the question of now with NIL and the transfer portal. I'm looking at Penn State, my school, and they're not in the tournament, but everybody's in the portal. It's like 3-4 guys are in the transfer portal from the team. You only get 12, 13 guys. So you got 3-4 guys in the transfer portal. I'm curious, is it because these major schools are going to continue to fall victim to not, if you don't pay them enough money, they're going to leave. If they're too good where they can command that money, TJ, they're only going to be there for a year. So are you really, truly motivated to be the best that you can be when you know that your ticket is already set and punched to go to the next level? How are you looking at it? Because it looks as though the teams that have more continuity, more time together, older players, they're the ones that are winning these games, and they are outclassing the majors that are boasting, the top recruits and the top talent in basketball.
Man, it's a combination of everything. But for me, it's basketball is quite different than football, meaning the best players in college basketball, they're one and done. You have the G League. Excuse me. You have the G League, so guys coming out of high school, if they want to get paid, they don't go to the G League. That stops after this year, but in years past, you just go to the G League and get paid. Or if I'm not playing, I'm gonna hit the portal. This is what happens. You look at Oakland and you look at the Yales. These kids are in school for 3, 4, and with this COVID, 5 years now. So they have guys that have played together for years that are mature. I don't care how talented you are, because you're going against guys that are maybe not as talented, but they're talented. But they've been playing together for years. They're mature. They understand the game of basketball. And that's what we're seeing. And so, the SEC Commissioner, he comes out, and it's kind of crazy. We need to end automatic bids to smaller schools. What are you talking about? You've been living under a rock? Do you not watch March Madness?
Right.
It's not called the March Madness for nothing, because madness happens every single March.
Right.
You really thought Oakland was going to win that game? No. You really thought Yale was going to win that game? And they beat two of the best SEC schools out, Auburn and Kentucky.
I bet you if you ask 20 people where Oakland is located,
they gonna say California.
All 20 would get it wrong. Every single person, unless they were from there, would get it wrong. I didn't even know Oakland was in Michigan.
Only reason I knew that was because years ago Oakland beat somebody, and I looked it up. That's the only reason I knew. I had to look it up years ago, but. The NCAA tournament is called March Madness for a reason.
It is called March Madness.
And automatic bids for what? So we can get, the same SEC schools playing each other, the same Big No. And so things are going to have to change, man, because you get the Kentuckys and the John Caliparis that he made a living off of the one and done.
One and done. And he's still continuing to sell that narrative. I'm preparing them for the next level.
They do very well in the NBA. I mean, there's no denying it. When you look at the young guys, and they're not even young, but the De'Aaron Foxes, the Tyler Heroes, the Devin Bookers, like but
how does Kentucky see? To me, when you sell that narrative, you're losing sight of the fact that yes, the players are going, and what's happening is they get those contracts because they're maturing in the NBA. They're not maturing in college. They're only around. You're around a guy for like 9 months before you go get ready for the NBA. So they're maturing in the NBA. So if I'm Kentucky and I'm looking at a John Calipari, I'm like, John, that's nice that you're getting them ready to go make money in the NBA and this, that, and the other, but that's making our product suffer. What about Kentucky? What about us? What about, like you're talking about, I'm trying to make them better for he's going to have to.
He needs to figure that out because, I mean, there's no way around it, bro. And congratulations to Oakland. But Oakland should not be beating Kentucky.
No.
They should not.
No.
They should not. Because I don't even know anybody from the starting five at Oakland. But I'm going to guess to say they wouldn't start at Kentucky. They wouldn't start at Kentucky. So you got to give the Oakland coach, the head coach, tons and tons of credit.
Because there were mistakes made.
Number one, he made them believe.
That's
he got them to believe that they can win and beat Kentucky. That was number one, what he did. Number two, he put a game plan together, and them boys, let me not say them boys, them young men, they executed the game plan that the coach set forth and he wanted to implement. And so the players deserve a ton of credit, but you got to give that coach a lot of credit for tapping into their minds and making them believe that they can beat Kentucky, because all them kids would have loved to go and play at Kentucky, and they couldn't. So now what's the best next thing? Let's beat them. And so I love March Madness. I'm really, really looking forward to the women's side of the tournament and watching that last night and then getting to watch it again today. But, yeah, I don't understand this in automatic bids. Boy, have you lost your mind? And how do you get in these positions that these dudes are in and you say something so crazy like that? He should have been fired on the spot.
Well, I don't know, man. I just know this. You're watching. At least you got to know players for more than 1 year. You got to know the Larry Johnsons, the Stacey Ogmans. You got to know the Corliss Williamsons. You got to know the Christian Laettners and the Bobby Hurleys, the Wojciechowskis and all that. You got to know the Fab Five for more than 1 year, and you saw the difference that it made, them being able to stay together and come back and play more than a one-and-done season.
It's just a different day and age, LaVar. It really is. Like, those days are over where we get to watch the Grant Hills, the Bobby Hurleys, the Christian Laettners.
And get to know them. You don't get to know them.
Those days are over. But these coaches, you can recruit one-and-dones. You just can't have a roster full of one-and-done.
That's what it's going to have to turn into.
That's the problem.
TJ, that might be the best point. You can't recruit an entire team of one-and-dones.
No, you can't do it because everybody is out to get theirs.
Yep.